أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ثم الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وآله الطاهرين. Dear and respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In this episode we are going to talk about the importance of اربعین, the 40th day after the event of Ashura. Nowadays you see that millions of people gather in the holy city of Karbala commemorating this event. The question is that why is it that important that millions of people should gather in this city and walk from the different cities of Iraq like Najaf, like Kaldamein and other cities towards Karbala, tens of kilometers? This is a very important question that should be answered. When it comes to the importance of اربعین, we must understand that Imam Hussein عليه السلام is an imam who is appointed by the Prophet salawatullahi alayhi wa alihi in accordance with a divine commandment, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's order. So that's why imama or imamate is a kind of divine position according to the teachings and doctrines of Tashayyu and Shi'ism. That is why imams are those people who guide every one of us towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if we get closer and closer to these imams, not only Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, but also the other imams, so it means that we try our best to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now you might ask me this question, that why is it important to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? According to the Islamic principles and Islamic teachings and doctrines, the main objective and purpose of our life is taqarrub ila Allah. You know, whatever ibadah and worships we do in our lives, we say that this ibadah is being performed by me, for example, by this intention that make me and get me closer and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Qurbatan ila Allah means that. For example, when we start saying namaz, we say at the very beginning of namaz in our mind that I'm doing this namaz or I'm offering this salah to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Qurbatan ila Allah. So why is it important? Because it is the main objective and purpose of everyone's lives. We must understand that commemorating اربعین and Ashura and this kind of sha'irullah, because sha'ira means sign, means symbol. Symbol of Allah or sign of God is that sign that guide us towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, the holy Kaaba is a sign, is a symbol by the help of which we can get closer to Allah, we can be guided towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imam is also a kind of guide, divine guide, that help us to understand how to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's why when we commemorate the event of Ashura, Muharram, اربعین, it means that we try our best to better understand Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. The more we understand Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, the more we get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because the teachings and doctrines and sayings of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam and the rest of the infallible imams are a kind of divine guides. So that is why if the main objective of our lives is to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, taqarrub ila Allah, and this taqarrub is a kind of perfection by which we perfect ourselves, we perfect our soul, we perfect our existence. So perfection could be a very significant objective in everyone's life. So the best perfection or the highest level of perfection is to get closer and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is absolute, who is almighty, who is all-knowing, all-hearing, all-seeing. So that is why the more we get closer to this source, this unlimited source of knowledge, source of life, source of hayat, pleasures, whatever, it means that we get more and more perfected. that we perfect ourselves more and more. So that is why this getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a kind of perfection. That is, step by step we get the higher and higher levels of perfection. So that is why Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam is a symbol, is a sign that help us to get more perfection in our lives. That's why it's really important for us to better understand Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, to identify his personality, his characteristics, his divine position, his teachings and doctrines, to inshallah to better and better understand the reality, the truthfulness of Islam, and also the divine teachings and doctrines of the Ahl al-Bayt. At the end of the day, to get closer and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is taqarrub. Taqarrub is the main objective of our lives. So this kind of commemoration of these events like Karbala, like Ashura, like اربعین, they all help us to get these higher levels of perfection. And I hope that inshallah you would have this golden opportunity to attend this gathering and to this march, we can say, or walking procession. And inshallah, I hope that you will not forget us from your dua and prayers. Thank you very much. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.